Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. I've had quite a few people ask about a rundown of how I built this little shack kitchen studio thing. What I'm going to do is step out of it. As you can see, there's not much to it. It's not very big either. We just put the Christmas lights up on it just to give us some extra light on the outside of it, because I got a picnic table out in front of it. But we're going to start off with the table here. You can see up underneath it, I'm not completely done with this table. I want to put a shelf in here so I can store some stuff on a shelf, and it'll leave the bottom of it open for the griddle and the burner. But I got the front of it closed in. This big old piece of plastic right here I've had for a long time. It used to be a table, and it's about 2 inches thick. You can use it as a cutting board, but I've been bringing out a little cutting board to put on top of it, because I mean it will leave little scratches and all in it, but you could use it as a cutting board. I use it as a prep table for the most part. Everything here is something that I've either already had or I got from somebody. I ain't got a dime in this thing. I already had everything. All this tin, everything's reclaimed. All these lights that you see in here. I do have another set of lights that we could make it brighter in here if push comes to shove, but it makes it really bright. Really bright. If I was doing like a review video or something like that, I have to wait till it gets dark for the most part, because there's just the neighbors got so much going on around here, and then the hunting club behind my house here decided it was time for them to cut the trees out here behind my house. So now it's all opened up, and the wind cuts through here like crazy now. So if I did try to do any daytime videos, it would be very windy, unless it's a calm day. But I built this thing using 3 tools, or 4 if you count. I had a measuring tape, a chainsaw, a drill, and, well, maybe it was 3. Chainsaw, drill, tape measure. Yeah. That's it. And you know, and like I said, everything's stuff we had here in the yard. All these trees come from between the hurricanes and stuff like that, you know, and it's just stuff that's been blowed down over the time here. One of the other questions people asked about was this fireplace. This fireplace, I took the cages. I took 2 cages. I had 3 of those big IBC totes, and I took the cages off of 2 of them, stacked on top of each other. I cut the center out of the bottom cage. I flipped them upside down, stood them up right here, cut out the section that I wanted the fireplace at, and I just wrapped the outside of that cage with tin all the way up to the top. I left 1 foot of the top of it open, and it drafts really, really good. My fire is struggling here. All my wood that I got ended up getting wet over this week. We had a pretty good storm. I'm trying to get a good fire going, because I'm going to try to cook some dinner on here tonight using some deer meat. This here was another thing. All this chain come out of my camping box. I had all this chain in the camping box. This paper towel holder is nothing other than a stick with some screws on the end of it. I can pull the end of it off right here, slide a new roll in it. I mean, it's all of it's pretty simple. But like I said, all these lights come, well, the Christmas lights come out of my Christmas box, and then all these other lights come out of my camping stuff. I'm not 100% done with it, because I got this big piece of wood right here. I don't know if you'll better see it with the light, but I want to make some shelves with it and do them like right here, just so we can have somewhat of a fireplace mantle. Do one on each side. This table here, it folds down. I can lift it up and use these chains right here to hold it up, and that's what we'll put like the griddle and the burner and stuff on. And over here, just got a little trash can and this recycling bin that nobody ever uses. I use it. I keep my kindling in there. Like I said, I just took the chainsaw and notched everything, cut it length. Everything was cut with the chainsaw, and then used the drill to screw everything together. I said it was nothing spectacular, nothing special about it. These little strips of wood here, I took my, I don't know if you can see that. I got a little blowtorch and just put a torch on it to burn it, to try to help seal it up, to try to make it last a little longer than it would if you just left it sitting there. But other than that, I mean, it's just somewheres, all the cooking videos, this was another thing I've been asked about. I'm not just going to come out here and make a video of cooking. A lot of it's going to be like catch, clean, and cooks and stuff. So whenever I make a cooking video in here, it's going to be using something along the lines of deer, squirrel, hogs, whatever, fish, you know, and it's going to be wild game meat. It's not going to be something that you go to the store and buy. I'm not going to make a video about that. So, like I said, originally, I built this thing to have a studio. I built this thing to have a studio. Somewheres where I can do review videos and get on here and do lives and stuff like that. But in the meantime, I was sitting there thinking, I said, well, I want to make it to where I can cook in it too. And be quite honest, the kids love it so much. We've been doing more cooking out here than we have in the house here lately. Since I built this, I haven't been cooking in the house. The kids like to come out here and hang out by the fire, and I guess it just makes them feel like they're not stuck in that house. The dogs is out here running around fighting over something. But yeah, like I said, I am fixing to, as long as I can get that going, which is starting to flame up now. I get that good and hot. I'm going to make one of the meals. We normally use chicken and put it in a full pack and either throw them on top of the fire, or if you got a grill, that works faster. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take me on this fire, on top of the fire. We normally either wrap them up in full packs and throw them in the fire over under the coals or in the grill. But this one here, I said I built this little fire. I got a grill rack inside of here, and I got it hanging from the center of the fireplace, and I can adjust the height with this chain here. You know, just unhook it and lift and lower that grate down on top of the fire. It's I guess it's the lifestyle that I've lived over the last 10 to 15 years, you know, and just hanging on to everything. All this tin right here is just leftover tin. I ended up getting this tin from a fella a long time ago, and we've built pig pens out of it. We've built chicken pens out of it. The dog pen, whenever I go on my trips and all, the dogs stay in a pen outside instead of inside the house. But you know, for the most part, I said I didn't have to buy anything to build it. We had everything. Just threw it together, got it knocked out. I mean, if somebody wanted to build something like this, Facebook Marketplace would be the perfect place to get any of this stuff. I am trying to figure out. I think I'm gonna get a some canvas tarp and put some screws across this top board right here, or this top tree, whatever you want to call it, on the front side of it. That way when it's cold, like it was last night when we was out here, we had to get this fire extremely big to stay warm out here last night. But if I get a canvas tarp that long enough to drape down to the ground and have it where it splits in the center, that way whenever it's kind of warm, like during the winter time, I can hang it up, and then once it gets summertime, we can take it back down and fold it up and put it up somewhere. Just so when it's cold like it was last night, we can open it or close it up, close that front up right there, and then this fireplace puts out, like I can feel the heat from here. It's just, hey, daggum dogs. But like I said, I'm gonna get this fire going, and then I'll run inside and get everything I need to get these 4-packs done. But instead of using chicken, I'm gonna use some backstrap out of a deer. So that's why I'm gonna record it with a little cooking video together, along with this review of the kitchen, the outdoor kitchen that everybody seemed to like and asked quite a few questions about it, wanting to know how I built it. So let me get this fire going, and I'll go get my stuff together, and I will try to make these cooking videos as easy as possible, as in not trying to drag it out. The longest part of this video is just going to be me talking about this stuff. Let me get this fire going. We'll get to cut back on here in just a minute. All right, I'm just going to do a rundown real quick of what I got. We got some peppers, some onions, a couple taters, some aluminum foil. Gotta have that butter, and a big old chunk of backstrap off the deer. I'm not going to go through a complete detail on how to cut all this stuff up. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory on how to cube everything up. But once we get it all chopped up and ready to actually make these 4-packs, then I'll cut you on and explain how I'm putting it all together and what I'm going to do from there. Alright, now, with these little pieces here, I'm hoping these is going to be big enough to do what I want. It don't look like it's going to be. I want to do the shiny slick side. We might have to make a couple small. I cut up way too much for these little strips. I thought, for some reason I was thinking it was bigger than this. Alright, what we'll do, take a handful of taters, put a little bit of taters on there. I don't know, I might better use a couple strips or whatever. This one here, we'll put a few onions. Gotta put some color in there. Do a few more taters. And we'll reach over here and grab some deer meat and stick on top of it. Wipe my hands off. I really love this butter right here. It's not the best butter to use for what I'm doing, simply because it comes out, it's like nice and hard, but we'll stick that butter right on top of it there. Then we just fold them up, take the corners, take a couple of these little strips. gonna do one more. That way I know which way to top. This is up. And we'll stick it on that grill grate just like that. I'm gonna do a couple, however many more I can get like this, and then throw them on the fire. Alright, now we'll just lower this down. Then we'll take these little foil packs. Let me get all of them over here real quick. Because of the way this grate is, I'm going to have to... Let's see. I made this little one right here for my little daughter. She eats like a little bird, so... I'm going to get all of them put up to the center of it. And then I'll take this piece of back strap right here. Sit right here on that side of it. Those little foil packs right there will probably end up having to let run for about an hour. Because that's normally how long it takes for chicken to get done. So around that 45-minute mark, I'm going to pull one of them out and see how they look. I know the deer meat will be done in 45 minutes. It's the potatoes and all. That's why I chopped them up in some nice small little chunks. But I'm going to stoke this fire up and get these things going. All right, folks. I made another mistake on the filming side of this, and I just realized it whenever I got everything done. I turned everything on except for this mic right here. I forgot to turn this mic on. Or I hit the button, I just didn't hold it long enough to actually make it turn on. So the footage of us opening it up, talking about it, and you'll see my little daughter sitting right here in the background. She just got out the shower and we come out here to eat. She come out here, we pulled that one out, opened it up on the table, and man, that stuff, it ended up being really good. It tasted really, really good. And I'll show you after we said the blessing and all, you know, and I tasted it and started eating it. But the deer meat turned out like extremely tender. I guess because of the way it's in the foil packs there, it ends up like baking it. And it was on there for about an hour and 10 minutes is what I did. And you probably could have pulled them off at that 1 hour mark because everything was extra mushy. So in between that 45 minutes to an hour, you need to check them. But like I said, man, they turned out really good. And you can see in the background of the footage of me opening up and all, Loretta was already sitting right here eating her food. And before she even got done, she was already asking if we could make it again tomorrow. And she normally, I said, she's such a picky eater. Everything, it don't matter. I can make something tonight and she loves it. And you can make it the exact same the next day. And she'll be like, oh, I don't like it. Like, she's just extremely picky. So when you find things that she likes and wants, you got to run with it. Say Millie. Say puppy. What are you doing? And the old pups there, they got their fair share of it too. Didn't you? Come here, Millie. You just want somebody to scratch your belly. Yeah, just scratch that belly. But hey, I said this is gonna be the style cooking videos that I want to do. You know, and like I said, I'm not gonna cook just anything. It's gonna be something that we pull out of the rivers or a pond or the woods. Other than that, you know, and I ain't just gonna go buy a steak from the store and come out here and make a cooking video. So, and my thing is you know, and there's so many people already doing this anyways, and I know everybody does different things, but man, I just with the way my scheduling is nowadays, it's gonna make it a little easier for me to make some kind of video by doing this and to keep in touch with everybody. And like I said, I've been asked quite a bit about making catch, clean, and cooks. You know, and I don't know, I've been holding off on doing it for a long time because it's like a repetitive thing, or whatever you want to call it. You know, and you can get on YouTube and boom, and find all kind of different recipes, and just about every little outdoor channel is doing some kind of catch, clean, and cooks. So that's why I needed to do it a little different. I wanted to set up everything a little different, and like I said, everything I do is going to be strictly just wild game, because a lot of our meals actually come from deer, hogs, and whatnot. So, but anyways, I'm going to sit out here and get this fire. I'm probably going to let it burn out. It's getting a little late. I don't know, I may stick a few more pieces of wood on here just so I can enjoy the fire here a little bit. And then we're going to call it a night, you know, and get my butt in here, take a shower, and get in bed. Hey, we appreciate y'all watching. Stay tuned. We'll catch you on the next video.